In a magical village, two sisters, Bini and Binyang, live in love and conflict. When a feared demon arrives at their home, Bini's desperate decisions unleash a betrayal that will change their lives forever. Will Bini be able to escape the consequences of her ambition, or will she be trapped in her own snare? Join us in this intriguing story. It was a long time ago that there lived two sisters in a village, whose names were Bini and Binyang. Binyang was very kind and good, while Bini was a little cunning and greedy. They both loved each other very much, but Bini always put herself first. But Binyang put her sister above all others. One day, a terrible demon came to their village whose name was Halyang Miki. She was scary and everyone was very afraid of her. She always came to the village and kidnapped someone or the other. That day, she came to the sisters' house. They were very scared when Halyang Miki chose their house. Halyang Miki came in front of the door of their house and shouted loudly, "Open the door! I am hungry! Let me come in!" The sisters were very scared and they started making excuses to save her life. They shouted to Halyang Miki, "We are feeding the pigs and collecting bushes for Mithun, so we are busy right now. You come someday. We cannot open the door right now." Halyang Miki was also very cunning. She understood that the sisters were making excuses. After some time, Halyang Miki disguises herself as an old woman selling ginger and comes in front of the door and says, "Listen, sisters, I have brought the freshest and best ginger of the village. Both of you open the door and keep it." The sisters knew that lady is Halyang Miki and refuses to take the ginger. Now Halyang Miki was getting filled with anger and thought, "I will teach these girls a lesson." After this, Halyang Miki turned herself into a ball of thread and entered the house through the hole under the fireplace. After coming inside the house, she again changed into her terrible form. Both the sisters started screaming after seeing her, but Halyang Miki caught both of them and took her home. On reaching home, Halyang Miki lit a fire and put the two sisters in a big pot with water and planned to cook and eat them. Bini was very clever. She quickly thought of a trick. Bini says to Binyang, "Do as I say." Binyang nods her head. When Halyang Miki puts both of them in the pot to boil, then both of them make the sound of bubbles with the water, due to which Halyang Miki thinks that the water has boiled. Halyang Miki becomes very happy and goes inside to bring a plate from her kitchen. As soon as Halyang Miki goes to the kitchen, sisters emerge from the pot. After that, they find Halyang Miki's baby is sleeping near the door. They picks the baby up and puts the baby in the vessel, and they runs away to save their life. When Halyang Miki comes back, she realized that her child was being cooked in the pot. She mourned in anger. "Not my child." She was very angry. She took out her sword and started chasing the sisters. The sisters kept running and climbed a tall tree, so that both of them can take some rest and hide from Halyang Miki. But Halyang Miki finds them and uses magic to bring down the girls from tree. She spelled the tree bends towards me. Bini also prayed desperately, "Oh, tree, please fall on the other side and save our lives." And miraculously, the tree fell in the other direction, allowing the sisters to reach their village safely. When they were running towards their village, they saw an insect named Iliokoso working in the field. Both the sisters went to him and told about their problem. Bini and Bining requested, "Please, Iliokoso, help us. A terrible monster is chasing us." Iliokoso agreed to help after hearing about their plight. She dug a big pit, hid the sisters under the ground, and covered them with soil. Iliokoso assured them to stay hidden here. "I will protect both of you." When Halyang Miki reached the field, she asked Iliokoso, "Did you see two girls passing by?" Iliokoso shook his head and said, "No, I did not see anyone." After that, Halyang Miki went away from there, feeling sad and upset. When Bini and Bining were safe, Iliokoso led the sisters out of their hiding place. The sisters thanked him and started towards their village. After walking a few miles, they saw a peach tree full of large, juicy fruits. "This peach looks very tasty," Bini said happily. Bini and Binyag were about to pluck the fruit from the tree and eat it, when suddenly they heard a voice saying, "Why are you stealing my peach?" Both the sisters were shocked and looked towards this voice. It was Snake, and this peach tree belonged to the snake. Bini and Binyang replied, "We are very hungry. We have not eaten for many days. Can we eat some fruits?" The snake listened to the sisters and said to both of them, "Both of you can eat the fruits, but on one condition: the one who eats the ripe fruits will have to marry my son. Both of you decide this among yourselves. I will return after some time." Sisters were shaken by the condition. Binyang decided to eat raw fruit, but Bini ate all the ripe fruits, the snake. When she came back, she saw that both of them had eaten the fruit. One had eaten the raw fruit, and the other had eaten the ripe fruit. Seeing this, the snake asked both of them, "Okay, tell me, which of the two has eaten the ripe fruit? The one who is going to marry my son." Bini knew if she says that she has eaten ripe fruits, then she will have to marry the son of a snake. Hence, Bini points towards Binyang and says, "Binyang has eaten all the ripe fruits." Binyang loved her sister very much, so she takes all the blame on herself. The snake says, "Okay, now Binyang will have to marry my son." After that, Binya was chosen as the snake's wife. The next day, Binyang is brought by the snake to her son. Binyang was very happy to see her future husband when she saw that the snake's son can take the form of a human. The snake's son lived in the form of a handsome human during the day, and at night he would change his skin and become a snake. Binyang and the snake's son started living together happily. They loved each other very much, but seeing their happiness, Bini became jealous because she was left alone. So Bini decided to take her sister's place. One day, Bini asked Binyang to go to the river on the pretext of filling water. Bini said in a sweet voice, "Let's go together today to fill water from the river." After reaching the river, both of them talk here and there and start filling water. While filling water, Bini says to Binyang, "Your cloth is so beautiful. Can I wear it once? I always wanted to try it." Binyang kindly agreed and said, "Why not? Whatever is mine is yours," and gave the clothes and jewelry to her sister. Bini was looking exactly like Binyang in her sister's clothes. After that, Bini cleverly said, "Binyang, you're also looking very good in my clothes, if you look at your reflection in the water." Leaning towards the river, Bini pushed her into the deep river. Before Binya could think anything, the river took her in its arms. After getting rid of Binyang, Bini took his place and started living with her sister's husband, the snake. One day when Bini was preparing food for her husband, she heard a voice, "Don't touch my rice pot." It was Binyang who came in the form of a bird. When Bini went to pick up the meat pot, the voice again warned, "Do not touch my meat vessel." Every day whenever she cooked, she heard this sound. This sound troubled her, but she kept silence because she was afraid that her true nature would be revealed. Days passed and Bini was with her husband, started living, but her husband started getting suspicious because her behavior had changed a bit. "You seem different." He looked at her carefully and said, "Bini," to avoid the suspicious eyes of her husband, says, "No, I'm just fine. I don't feel well these days." Husband was still feeling something strange, but after some time, he didn't think much about it. A few more days passed. Bini was still not completely happy. She wanted her husband in human form forever her. One day, Bini's husband goes to the forest in his human form and leaves the snakeskin in the house. Then Bini burns the snakeskin in the fire because she wanted her husband to always be human. When the husband came back from the forest, he realized that his skin had been burnt by his wife. He shouted in anger, "My skin! What have you done to it?" Bini clarifies and says, "I want you with me in human form forever." After hearing this answer, the husband understands why his wife seemed different to him. Or it was not Binyang but his sister Bini, because Binyang had no problem with her being a snake. The husband is filled with sadness and anger, and even after convincing him, he gets angry with Bini and becomes a snake forever, and leaves Bini and goes to the forest. From that day, Bini remains very sad and alone. Due to his greed, she was left alone in the world. Now she had neither a husband nor a family. The Naga are mythological beings that appear in various cultures of Southeast Asia and India, depicted as half-serpent, half-human creatures. They are fascinating not only because they are part of mythology, but also because they symbolize the connection between the spiritual and natural worlds. In Hindu and Buddhist cultures, the Naga are often said to live in rivers, lakes, or underground, and are associated with water, an essential element for life and fertility. The Naga not only control the rains, but they are also protectors of water sources, making them guardians of natural balance. One of the most well-known Naga is Shesha, the king of all Naga, who, according to Hindu mythology, holds the world on his many heads. This reflects the importance of the Naga as symbols of stability and cosmic order. However, the Naga also have a dual nature. On one hand, they are protectors of life and help maintain the balance of the natural world, like the Naga Muchalinda, who protected Buddha while he meditated in the rain. On the other hand, they can also be destroyers, reflecting the unpredictability of water, which can give life but also cause destruction when it gets out of control. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey through the stories and legends of the Naga tribe. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more ancient tales, don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming legends. Every week we'll bring you new stories filled with mystery, wisdom, and magic. See you in the next tale.